Hi and welcome back to my channel for another art journaling video. The page I'm creating today is really easy. I'm creating a simple background with acrylic paints and a brayer. I created kind of an art journal recipe for this spread. I picked a color palette I really liked and I used these colors to create the background. And you can use any other color scheme you love and recreate the page with your favorite colors. When you brayer over the colors, you have to be a little bit careful not to mix all those colors too much, because you will create mud. So whenever I have too much on the brayer, I use my scrap papers and clean it, and you get really nice backgrounds on these scrap papers to use later. And you can see it here, I'm already done with the background. It's a really quick way, and I let that dry, or you can dry it with your heat tool, and then I go in with some background stamping. I'm using our journal word stamp set, but you can use any kind of texture stamp you have. I think that doesn't matter too much. I'm using StazOn Ink because I am stamping onto an acrylic background. This is the ink that dries the fastest. I decided to add some white stenciling, therefore I'm using white acrylic paint together with a makeup sponge. And here I picked a stencil from HOltz. The white paint I'm using is from Sennelier, and it's a really opaque white paint. And this is something you have to look for maybe. When I started with mixed media, I often had white gesso or white paint that was not really opaque. And when you want to stencil over such a colorful page, it doesn't get a good coverage. So when you buy some acrylic paint, especially when it comes to the white, look for an opaque paint. And the most brands that are artist quality or also student quality, but a well-known brand, will have a little sign that shows you if it's a transparent paint or if it's a opaque paint. I'm using white acrylic ink to add some splatters to the page, and I also thin down some other acrylic paints to create even more splatters. I really love that technique, and I think most of you know. I think it adds a lot more vibrancy to a page. And this is also something you can see as kind of a recipe. Start with that brayer background, add a little bit of texture stamping, add some white stenciling, add some color splatters, and then look out for your focal point. This time I'm using the Rubber Dance Grungy Butterfly number 4. It's my favorite one, and I color it in quickly with watercolors. I'm using the same colors I've already used on the background. If you use a complete different color, it might look a bit strange and not cohesive. Before I adhere the butterfly, I'm adding some more background stamping to create something where the butterfly can sit on. And I have also added a sentiment to the right side of the page. And here you can see the finished page. I have noted down the steps I took to create this page, so I can use the recipe for another art journal page later. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope we see us next time. Bye!